What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. Real quick, I want to show you my snails. Now, originally, I wanted to get into the snail business because there's a lot of money in snails. High in protein, very nutritious. Snails are very popular around the world, right? And the first batch of snails that I purchased, some of the snails were just kind of old and they just kind of died out. So it was really hard to get a hold of a good batch of snails, right? You can buy snails from the market, but sometimes those snails are old. The best snails to get would be the ones that's out, in the woods. And it just wasn't quite the season when I decided to get into snail farming to actually go out and get them. But I do have some snails out of the first initial batch. Let me show you, just so I can show you what they look like and how big they are. This is a giant snail. This is not even full size, guys. This is a giant snail. I actually have, let me show you. There's a technique, right? I actually have I made a concrete snail enclosure, but because it didn't work out, right away, I'm doing this other, I'm probably gonna use that for chickens, right? I got an idea to use that for a chicken coop, right? So there's another technique that you can use tires. For some reason, I guess, you YouTube it. Your YouTube University will teach you a lot of stuff. So let me show you this little small miniature setup, because this is all I have right now. I'm just trying to grow my supply of snails until I can get some more. So let me show you. So here's a tire, right? And these are the snails. You see this snail in here. You see they're in here, right? They just, apparently a tire is a good environment to put snails. So I have snails. They're all around here. They're all up in here. And here are the eggs. Snails, they're prolific with eggs. So I'm basically just harvesting eggs right now with these snails. I got, they lay a lot of eggs. So this is a snail egg, so as I collect these eggs, like I say, they're very prolific in their breeding. So if I just kind of like keep this set up for a couple months, I'll have a good, I got more eggs over here, I got more snails. They're everywhere up in here, all right? So they're just doing their thing. Here's a little one right here, snails. So I have them, so I'm just basically regrowing the supply. Here's a kind of a big one right here. Look, there's an egg. Look at there's an egg right there. So these guys, they're all on top of each other. They're all on top of each other, see? So that's kind of what I'm doing. Growing snails. The shells are actually usable. You can crush the shells up, and I forgot what you call it, but the snails they eat, organic. They eat like, fruit. Just throw scraps up in here. Organic things that they can eat. It's real easy to feed them, and they provide lots of meat when you let them grow to full size. Here's a big one. Let them grow to full size. And let me put you back there. Okay, look, they just suck right back on. Oop, doop. Bow, look at that. But anyway, you just let them grow to full size. So I'm growing my little starting over. See, when you fail, you just learn the lessons of the failure and you continue on. You don't just stop, Failure are lessons, right? You need to fail. You can't succeed unless you fail, So if anybody tells you that, you're supposed to just succeed and never, ever fail, then they don't know what they're talking about. You literally fail all the way up to success. That's how you succeed. You got to fail all the way to success. And I failed the first time. So I've learned my lesson. So now I'm starting off, and I will make sure I adjust what I do, try different things, and get around any obstacles that's in my way, right? So eventually I'll have thousands of these snails, eventually, right? But I'm gonna start with these. I don't know how many I got in there. And then I'll buy some more. I still plan on getting more, but right now I'm just dealing with those that I got right now. So I hope you enjoy that. You should think about snail farming. It may not be something that you've ever really thought about, but the truth is, if you want to do something low impact, because I had pigs, and the problem with the pigs was I am in a residential rural area, and the place is developing, and the pigs get humongous. And I was growing my pigs naturally, and They're loud, man. Pigs, I need more space. I'm going to get back into pig farming later, but I need to buy land that's more isolated because I don't want to be the neighborhood asshole, right? That has these pigs just all night, all day. It's ridiculous, right? So I'm definitely going to have to set that. I actually sold all my pigs. So I made money off my pigs. They were very prolific. You know, I just sold them off, and I'll just get back into it at a later date. You know, I still got some goats running around here. Don't have as many of those as I did before, as I sold some of those too. But I'm going to ramp those up. Sometimes you have to ramp down, readjust what you're going to do before you ramp up, because you don't want to just keep buying things while making mistakes while you're learning, especially if you've never done it before. I've never farmed. I'm like literally just doing this so it's off to, you know, watch a YouTube video, figure it out and just do it, right? Educate myself and just do it. Make mistakes, learn, and just do it, right? That's how I'm doing it. I don't waste time talking about when I'm fully prepared to do something, because if you wait till you think it's the perfect time to do anything, you'll never do it. You just got to jump out there sometimes and just take the L, right? Which is the lesson, and then take the win when you get it, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that. You got something out of that. You should definitely think about snail farming, whether you want to. Hell, if you're in America, think about snail farming. Like, you could do that. You ain't got to come here to snail farm. Snail farming is a lucrative business. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of little, small, low-impact animals you can smell. Snails, crickets, worms. I'm thinking about doing worms back home in America. If I can convince my wife to let me do it, because she ain't with that. She like, worms? I don't think so, right? She don't, bugs, not happening. But if I can convince her, I want to do worms, because you can do worms in a tote. You can get a tote, do worms, and you can sell them to chicken farms. You can sell them to tackle shop. There's all people buy with worms, and then with worms you got the castings, which is good soil for growing things. You can literally sell the bags of dirt simply by having worms. Like, it's amazing what you can do to make money in this farming game, you know, other than what you traditionally see as cows, goats, pigs. There's all sorts of things you can do. All right, so keep that in mind. There's lots of other, you know, ants, cockroaches. Shit, some of you guys, you know, you already got a little cockroach farm in your house anyway. You just need to, you know, just collect them and put them in a box or something. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's all I got to say for now, guys. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something. I'm out.